Grant's been working with ODOT on that, and then from what I understand, we're in pretty good shape on that. Do you know any other information on it?
The reason I didn't know if you knew or not. I asked the question today of city official, the status of that. Steve, do you know? I got some intel from somebody there about what's happening.
Yes. Do you mind?
No.
You probably need to repeat it.
Okay.
ODOT has said, yes, they'll allow us to have a traffic signal and a turn lane. We have a cost estimate. And Friday night, the city council took action to refund some bonds. It doesn't change our payment in either the amount or the term. It's just interest rate savings that should cover the cost of adding a signal light and the turn lane on Harvey Road.
Okay. Steve Saxon said that he got information from ODOT that there would be a traffic signal on Harvey Road and Struthers, and also a turn lane on Harvey Road, and that they're going to be able to restructure some bonds that won't raise taxes on anyone to be able to pay for both of those. Is that correct?
That's right.
Okay.
You still doing a right turn only at that point as well? Or?
I think that would be the wise thing to do. Yeah, as for students, even in parents between 7:30 and 8:30 and 2:30 and 3:30 as they're exiting, to make it right turn only. That way you don't have that left turn, because that's going across that traffic. I think that'd just be safer for our students. Yeah. Yes. Yes. I've seen her drive. Yes. No.
I know that would be something to address later on, but that 2:30 to 3:30, we might want to move it up for the kids that go to athletics.
True. True. Yeah. Yeah. We'd want to just structure that to where when we had a lot of people leaving that we were having them go right instead of taking a left across there.
How were locations solicited as far as what was available? Was just what was owned, or those who volunteered property to look at?
Those that volunteered property, we just went through and looked at every bit of vacant property we could find to see who owned it and see if they might be interested in selling it, because we wanted to get a big enough area, because the guidelines that I found at the time, like from the State Department, and they don't have these since then, they've kind of changed, they don't have the square footage either, but what we were looking at the time on the board was something that were on the State Department website. But they recommend a minimum of, for a new high school, of 30 acres plus another acre for each 100 students. And so that put us at a minimum of 35 acres. And so trying to find 35 acres for a complete complex was, wasn't like we could just find little ones. And that was one of the problems with the Armory property. Even though the new market tax credits would have helped enough to make us go ahead and do it there anyway, it wasn't large enough for a complete new high school, really. Yeah. Yes?
Jeff said that everything works in favor of building a new high school on Harvey Road. How long a time are you looking at from start to finish?
Keith could address that better than I could. How long do you think it'd take from start to finish to complete a new high school?
How long would it take, so? A little over a year.
I would think, Marcy, 85,000 square feet with all the things you should have to do, it would take, depending upon the contractor, 18 months.
That's what I've been telling people, 18 months. But
Oh, is it?
yeah, yeah.
Well, I would say 18 months.
Yeah.
So 2 years.
Yeah.
Well,
Well, I mean,
yeah, you
it's
start
gonna be
today.
two.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you've got to go through the construction documents
Yeah.
and all
Mhm.
the conditional use elements with all the disciplines and subjects, and which that'll take some time. It'll take time to develop the bid docs, Michael, and it'll take, in your time on schools, 20 days minimum.
21 days.
21 days,
Mhm.
once the bid docs are established, publicized, so that's another 20 days. So there's a time after the election and then, once the bid goes out, notice to proceed is given by the board. How long that would take, I have no idea. Sometimes it's relatively quick. Other projects takes a long time.
Well, we have to have the money in hand before we can start. I went back and just looked at where we were when we added on to BLS, and that election was in November, and we didn't actually start construction until the following September. So it took that long for us to get the bonds, get them sold, get all the documents ready to go. But then we built it in about 9.5 months.
You'd have
So
to wait till the bonds are sold.
Yeah, we have to have the money in hand before we can do it. Yeah. Yeah.
Before you have the contractor hired, you have to have.
Right.
All the money.
Yeah.
So safely by August of 2017.
I would think, yeah, probably. Yeah, which, that'd be a good target date.
To open?
Yes, it'd be great if we could. I mean, I'm definitely not promising that, but.
What was the program for like the 8th graders and stuff here and some high school algebra classes and stuff? Just how they do now? Is-
No, actually, what I'd like to do is hire teachers that have the certification to go ahead and teach it there. Yeah, because I don't want them to have to be traveling out there. So we'd have to be wise in our hires. We have people that are certified to teach those subjects, yeah. Now, I don't know that we'd ever be able to do anything about Northwood students coming over, but I'd really like to hire teachers that have that certification. And it might take flipping some teachers around a little bit to get where we need to be from that.
Do you know the average number of students that take that advanced math course each year?
You probably know better than I do.
3 to 5?
3 to 5, okay, yeah. And that, rather than, have them travel back and forth, we'd probably try to arrange to have that taught there at the site if we could. If we couldn't, well, then we'd take them out there, but I prefer not to do that.
I know it's like the 6th
Right.
to middle school, and there's a lot more.
Right,
6th graders.
and that's been something we've gone through for years and years, about whether they should or whether they shouldn't.
Yeah, you know.
And, yeah, sometimes they do, and then there's nothing for them to take once they
Yeah.
get up there. Yeah, and they're doing like my daughter did,
It's
taking calculus 2 by arrangement. With,
Yeah,
Well, they used to start like the Northwood students up in the middle school.
Right, exactly. Yeah, and we're doing that some.
Still do.
So, yeah. Any other questions?
Richard, I've heard that there are some environmental concerns, something about a pipeline. What's going on there?
There is an easement that goes through just to the east of where we're proposing to build. From what I've heard from talking with people, that won't be an issue for us. But it's not, we wouldn't be constructing over the top of it. On down the road, if we did, some expansion, could be something that we'd need to make sure that easement was moved.
Jeff?
Yes.
As attorney for the school board, I looked at that a little bit, and there's not all that much to look at as far as an easement. What we need to understand in Seminole County, Oklahoma, there's no piece of land that there's not an easement under. This building is built on an easement. Blue Wave was built on an easement. And what you do with those, when you examine them, you find out most all of them are abandoned, they're still filed of record, and a phone call will make them go away.
Okay.
I think it's safe to say no significant public or private building in this county has been built where you wouldn't find an easement in the abstract.
Okay.
We know how to deal with them. That is not a problem.
Okay.
You know,
Very good. Yes, it's marked.
alive.
We couldn't find it originally, but then finally we were able to find where it is because we didn't know if it was right under where the building was going to be. It's just, Sunoco, it's just to the east of where we're proposing to build. Yep. Yep. No, there's not an active pipeline there, but they do have, it's an active easement, yeah, which means that they still have it, yeah. Max, you have a question? You knew I was going to do that sooner or later. didn't you? Yes, sir.
I've got one, that either you or the architect.
Okay.
I've heard that some people are saying that it's too steep of a slope to construct upon. Is there, what's an answer?
The comment is that the back of the property there at Harvey Road is too steep of a slope to construct upon. The answer would be that our construction project right now would just take advantage of that because the gymnasium is going to be at a lower level, and so we could take advantage of the fact that starts to drop off. Now, that is a factor on down the road if you want to add other things because we'd have to make sure that was incorporated into whatever plans we decided to do if it was athletic fields of any type or anything like that. So, yeah, because it does slope off pretty good, but it won't impact the high school itself where it is.
Have you heard anything on the topo survey?
No, they're still working on it, but it's still, still not finished.
And
That-
that's partial survey.
Yes, yeah. Now, we did find the well finally, so we have that located, and OERB has agreed to help recap that for us and take care of that, so they have located that.
You know where the site was at?
Yes, there was the one that was right somewhere where we were going to build. We looked and looked and looked and dug holes and finally located it. So they brought in some equipment that, and Melvin Moran's the one that helped get that for us because
Was it close to where the hole was?
actually it was about 60 or 70 feet south of where we were looking.
South.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, that still, yeah, still puts it under the building.
Yes, yes.
Is it the Corporation Commission that's going to pay for it? I thought Melvin
Yes.
was heading the Corporation.
Yes,
Commission.
I'm sorry, I said
No,
OERB.
I
Yeah,
mean,
Corp-
OERB is wonderful.
Yeah,
and
no, I think it is
would
Corporation
think that's
Commission,
the
yeah.
second
Yes, yeah,
round of
right.
deposits.
Is it
Yeah.
gonna get cost?
Not according to what they told me. They said they would pick it up, so, and that's through Melvin. I mean, they wouldn't have done that for me, so.
It is my understanding you went through Bob Anthony at the Corporation Commission.
Yes.
And then contacted somebody in Ada.
Yes.
Who said you need to take care of those Seminole folks.
You got it right.
Oh, you know.
That's right. Yeah, Melvin can get things done, that's for sure. And we really appreciate his help on that. Yeah. Because everything that we save is obviously taxpayer dollars. That's- yeah. Any other question? Well, thank you very much. If you have any questions anytime, feel free to give me a call or email me, and I'll do my best to answer them. If I can't, well, then I just won't respond. No, I know.
Thank you all for coming out.